What's your greatest passion?
Oh, I do not know how not to be passionate about anything. I'm sorry? Oh, I'm very passionate about them. Am I not speaking to you passionately? Am I speaking you without involvement? See, passion essentially means involvement, isn't it? Can you be passionate without involvement? No. Right now, people have understood passion as a unidimensional thing. A man and woman are sitting together, that is passion. No, you can be passionate with the whole universe. Why not? Why are you passionate with one thing and not passionate with the other? It's a crime. It's a crime against humanity and life that your passion is limited to one or two things. Whatever you set your eyes upon right now, you must be absolutely involved with it, isn't it? If you're involved with it, there is a passion. And if your passion is not discriminatory, if your passion is universal, then you become compassion. Compassion means all-encompassing passion. Compassion doesn't mean kindness. Kindness is only useful for those who have fallen. Yes? Yes or no? For the sick and the dying, kindness is good. For one who is doing well, he doesn't want to be treated kindly or compassionately. He wants to be treated with passion, isn't it? Yes or no? Hello? The word passion is used in a very limited way, always referring to two people's engagement. No. How can you not be passionate about anything that you're in touch with? I'm talking in terms of the very air you breathe, the earth that you walk upon, and everything else that is in touch with you right now. If you're not passionate, it essentially means you don't care a damn for what's around you, isn't it? No. If I'm not passionate with you, what it means is I don't care a damn for you. I've come here to deliver something. No, I'm not coming here to deliver anything. I'm here because I'm passionate about every piece of life. Because you mentioned women. Can I tell you a bit of a story? Is it okay? Hello? Hello, I'm talking to you. I had a great-grandmother who lived up to 113, 113 years of age. Those days, people said, she's a devil of a woman. Because if she laughed, the whole street shook. In those days, a woman was not supposed to laugh loudly. I don't know how they managed to live with women who could not laugh. It must have been torturous. So she laughed in such a way that the whole street shook when she laughed. So people said she laughs like a devil. I was just 4 or 5 years of age. I thought, if the devil is the one who laughs, somehow he seems to be more attractive to me. And she was more attractive to me than anybody around because she laughed in such a way. I saw her in all kinds of states. She would be laughing and crying at the same time, singing and dancing and laughing and crying. She was over 100 at that time. When I saw her, she had crossed 100 mark. And I've seen these things happening. In the morning, people give her a breakfast. When she was 68 years of age, after she buried her husband and many of her children and a few grandchildren, because she got married at 14, by 68 she had seen everybody coming and going. So she left the family, built a small place for herself with her own hands and lived there. When we went there for vacations to our ancestral home, she would always come to see the children. And when somebody gave her breakfast, she would just first take the breakfast to the ants, to the birds, to the squirrels, and she would watch them eating. And there were people who were self-appointed advisors who said, you old woman, you don't eat anything, you will die one day. All these advisors died, but she continued to live. I've seen her many times. She would just watch the ants eating the food and tears would be flowing. I thought she's just emotional about these ants. And when people said, "Why don't you eat?" she would say, "I'm full." I thought, this is some stupid emotion. It took me 25 years to experientially come to the same place where how you could be nurtured by things around you. It is not just the food that you eat which does things to you, it is the level of involvement and contact that you have with life which does things to you. You could be well-nourished without eating anything for quite substantial amounts of time. She was a living example of that. So that's the first woman who made a big impression on me. And my mother, I think in many ways, she played a very significant role. I didn't handle it that way at that time. I remember as children, if we traveled somewhere, my mother did everything in the house. Okay, she never involved herself in any economic activity as it is today, but for the four of the siblings that we had, she did everything in the house. She stitched, she embroidered, she cooked and she worked. She was definitely the most valued person in the home, not because she brought money home, simply because she was home. Very easily I can imagine my life without my father. I can never imagine my life without her. So when we traveled, she would look at the pillowcases and empty pillowcases, white sheets. She would say, "How can children sleep on empty pillowcases?" And right there she would pull out her sewing needle and thread and she would make one tiny little flower or a green parrot on the pillowcase. I remember any number of nights when I'm lying down, that little green parrot sank so deep into my consciousness that somebody was always there placing someone else's life as a more important thing than her own life. I think that's the bedrock of my life today. I don't stitch green parrots, but I do similar things to people all the time. And then my wife, she was like my shadow. And now many women around me, my daughter and many others, over 70% of important positions in Isha Foundation are held by women, not because they're women. I don't choose people by gender. I just go by their competence. What I see is if you provide a safe enough and a respectful enough space, a woman's creativity flowers wonderfully. A lot of her time is gone in life just trying to look right, sit right, stand right. All her intelligence and her effort and her energy is gone in the world because she's always seen as a showpiece. She's always trying to sit right, dress right, look right. A whole lot of energy and time is gone in this. If you take away this, if you just provide them a respectful and a safe place, I find they're doing wonderfully well. As I said, 70% of important positions in the foundation are held by the women, not because of their gender, simply because of their competence. And here I am with you today.